Thanks for tuning into Sports Scene once more. This week has yet again been another slow one, but Lawrence has been busy. He went out to visit the Pineapple King up at Sogeri. The last time I was there, it was during the Pineapple Festival when I followed the race that happened.
Yep.
But you were there. You tasted some pineapple juice, I think.
Yeah, we had some pineapple juice, and a very good night to everyone that's watching this evening. Mr. Pfeiffer, I hope you're listening too. Yeah, a magnificent place. I don't know if I'd be running up and down the hills there, but yeah, very beautiful.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. All right, so tonight on the show, we have Hunters again, the Hunters coach, Matthew Church, speaking about yet another successful weekend last week. And we have the Sailors. Finally, we got the Sailors. We hung out with them during the week, and that was one of the first training sessions that we were able to film, so that was great.
Awesome.
They spoke a little bit about what they've been up to in the coming months, what's in store for them ahead of the Olympics. Yeah, they've qualified.
For the Olympics.
Yeah, for now they have some little nitty-gritty stuff to, polish up before they get to the Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's get on straight with the scoreline.
Thanks, Dini. Straight through to the scoreline, if you missed it last week. This is the scorelines for the NRL. Good game, all right? Penrith versus Broncos, 20 points to 12. In the end, it was Cleary and Jerome that stole the show there. Newcastle Knights, 26 over the Sharks, 22. Kalen Ponga, he was absolutely magnificent. Apparently he was sick during that game, but ended up throwing the winning pass, well, actually scoring the winning try to win 26-22. As we flip the page, these were the scores. Storms, too good against Sydney Roosters, 20 points to 4. Sorry, Dini. Manly, 36-0. Tom Turboy Travojevic comes back and they win. Crazy. 36-0 against the Titans. And the Roosters, 18 over West Tigers, 14. West Tigers had a massive game here, but unfortunately were not able to close it out in this game. Latrell Mitchell got a 4-week suspension. He had a late charge and some other things there. Anyway, the Rabbitohs there winning 18 to 14. And the games last week, Sunday, round 6 results. Parramatta Eels, wow. The first time to win down in Canberra, 35-10. New Zealand Warriors stopped the St. George Dragons after recording 4 wins in a row, 20 points to 14. And two of us, Sheck RTS, getting 100 games under his belt for the Warriors. And the Cowboys inflicting more damage to the Canterbury Bulldogs there, winning 30 points to 18. And for the Cowboys, Valentine Holmes had a massive game there. The Bulldogs were coming back, but the Cowboys able to seal the deal with about 5 minutes to go. That's the NRL Round 6 results. We will now continue on with the Intrust Cup. And this is the results. Our boys, 32-12 over the Falcons. Massive win there by the Hunters. The Seagulls, the Tweedhead Seagulls, 16, defeated the Burleigh Bears, 12. Tigers, 36, defeated Ipswich Jets, 14. All right, so Jets not doing that well in the Intrust Super Cup. As we flip the page, more results for you. The Pride, 30 over the Blackhawks, 26. This was a last-minute try to seal the game. The Cutters, 28, defeated Cuppers, 20. Wynnum Manly Seagulls, all right, with that win, keeps them at the top of the ladder, 34 points to 28 over the Dolphins. And the Devils, 39, defeated the Magpies, 22. All right, those are the results of the Intrust Cup and also the NRL. Denny?
Yeah, and the Hunters are now sitting on third placing on the ladder.
And how good are they going? Really happy for the boys.
And I'm sure they'll do much better, way better. Keep continuing the good work, Hunters.
All right, welcome back. You are watching Sports Scene. It's time now to talk rugby league with the SB Hunters head coach Matthew Church, who's of course, joining us via Zoom this evening. All right, Coach, welcome again on the show. And wow, another big win, taking out a pretty big scalp in the Sunshine Coast Falcons.
Yeah, certainly happy to join us after a win there, Lawrence. Yeah, the Falcons are a strong side. We know that it was going to be a good test for us on the weekend, and yeah, we certainly stuck it to them.
Yeah, I got to say, defensively, the boys, they're really standing up to the challenge of, I'm sure right around the Intrust Cup, everyone knows that the Hunters hit pretty solid. But yeah, there was some bruising bodies out there.
Yeah, definitely. Our intent as Papua New Guineans is world renowned. It doesn't have to be limited to the ISC competitions, but our ability to use that as an advantage in our favour, and knowing that Falcons spent a 2-hour bus drive to get down to our ground, we certainly wanted to present one big wall, and we had to do that because we turned over a fair bit of footy, and we won that.
Now, with just before halftime, I'm just talking quickly about the game just before halftime. The guys were getting battered. A lot of defensive work had to be done, and I think at the back of that, the boys were really able to roll on in the second half.
Yeah, we turned over the footy, and quite cheaply just before halftime, and our defence held up, and it needed to, because we kept giving the Falcons so many opportunities. But that little block there, obviously, was probably set up our win. Because if the Falcons had a score just before half-time, it would have been 14-12 instead of 14-6. And it would also probably set the tone for the start of the second half, knowing that the Falcons probably frustrated them out of a bit of stuff. And we knew, or I felt like I had a fair indication of where they were going to try and play us and play us into our strength, I thought. So, yeah, we were really strong through the middle third of the field, and that's something that we want to pride ourselves on, and I thought we did that.
Okay, well, that was on last week, a good win there. The Burleigh Bears, there was no competition last year, but they are the defending champions from 2019. The White Kummels in there, Luke Page. There's going to be some feeling in this game at Pizzy Park. How do you think Puara? Do you think he will play and will break that magic number to become the all-time leading player in the Hunters to play the most amount of games?
Yeah, well, a number of questions there. Firstly, just start on the Burleigh game. I think any time that you can play on Anzac Day and for the Kokoda Cup is something special, and it's special on both sides. From Australia or PNG. A fair knowledge of the Kokoda campaign myself, so it's a very touching day. We want to honour the legacy of all those that served and kept both countries as safe as possible. And then getting back to Burleigh, their position on the ladder probably doesn't indicate what team they are. So we know it's going to be another strong game, and certainly hopeful that Watovo comes up for, I guess, to reclaim that. He was the most capped hunter of all time, and then Adex overtook him once he exited and went to England. So, it's a nice milestone for Watovo, and it's one that we hope that he meets this weekend. And if something means something to one of our players, it means something to all of us. So we want to put in another strong performance, and off the back of Kokoda and Anzac Day, and also for Watovo's milestone.
I know this is a really broad question, but what's the game plan?
The game plan. We've had a strong focus on our defence, and I thought that's probably one of the games. I guess the first third of the season was something that we wanted to really be strong on, was our defence. And if you look at the table, we've actually conceded the least amount of points, which is obviously pleasing that our work in that area is going to good use. So we need to continually work there, and we want to be strong through there. And I think anyone that's seen our games in the last few weeks knows that we're playing a fair power game at the moment. So we're certainly not going to differ too far away from that. Especially when you're coming up against the White Kummel, he's going to run. He's going to push off the back fence and run into you. So we're going to meet that and send our own Kummels into them as well.
Yeah, Gip will be definitely one to again look out for. Now, if Puara doesn't pass his medical, I'm sure you, as you said, you're doing all you can to get him fit. obviously Ipape will step into that role?
Yeah, if Watova doesn't come up, then we certainly would start with Edwin. I guess the luxury of having both of them in our squad is that we've got the two current hookers of the Commonwealth program. So so a nice replacement there, and then we'd probably just use young Judah Rimbu to come off as a 9 off the bench there. So plenty of cover. But as we said, we want to give Watova every opportunity to reach that milestone this week. And if he's, if he's going to be, fairly close to right, and it's not going to be any damage to his injury further, then we'll certainly look at using him.
Yeah, nice, good luxury there. Watson Bowers, his last game before he heads over to the UK.
Yeah, so we're obviously lucky to have Watson for the start of the season, and it was a really good initiative by the Hunters and Doncaster to allow Watson to play and be dual registered. Watson he was meant to leave this week, but they've extended their competition start date in England for another week. So Carl Hall, their chief executive, was really kind and said, well, you can have him for another week, and then we'll send him next week. So we thank Watson for his service, and we certainly thank the Doncaster Rugby League Club for allowing this to happen. And I think it's a great advertisement for both clubs and for the game of rugby league.
No, that's awesome, man. Again, a pleasure talking to you. And good luck this weekend against the Burleigh Bears, and I hope we get the Kokoda Cup.
No worries, me too, Lawrence. Everyone stay safe, and until next week. Thanks.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports In. So for this afternoon, we were fortunate to have joined Teriki and Rosalie Noma out. This is actually the first time Sports In has come out, and seeing you guys hard at work out at sea. For yourself, how did you find this afternoon session?
It was quite tricky, to be honest. We never really expected the wind to be this light, because the last time we went out it was quite heavy and tricky, and more waves, more wind to work with, and so we were giving our 100% at work. So today was quite light and quite tricky. The wind shifted a little bit out there, so it was mind-boggling actually. Yeah.
How bad does it get?
Really, really bad. The sun is always bad anyways. But yeah, I think the wind today was quite decent compared to what we'd usually have. On our worst days, we'd probably just be floating out there. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you the same question I will be asking Teriki. Less than 100 days to go before the Olympics. Are you already in the Olympic fever?
I think we've been in the Olympic fever ever since we qualified. Yeah, I think it's just finding that motivation to probably stay motivated and look forward to it with COVID happening and how much it's pushed us back a lot. But yeah, we've probably been in the fever a lot, and yeah, just looking forward to it.
Look, Rosalie, I think that's all. If you have anything else to add?
No, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been really supportive, especially PNG OC, PNG Sports Foundation. They've been really supportive, yeah. So that's probably it. Just keep supporting Team PNG.
Yes, of course, we all have been. I'll let you go and complete the rest of your session or warm down. Do you do warm downs as well?
No, we've done pulling our boats up.
That's pretty much.
Yeah. But
how heavy is it?
The boats, they're really heavy actually. I don't think I really know how much they weigh, but they are heavy. Yeah.
I saw you and I didn't want to help you.
I don't think you would.
So we're just out here today. Just finished off a little training session. Nothing serious, nothing fancy or anything. We're just doing a bit of upwind and downwind boat handling. So pretty much, as you saw earlier in the our training session, we were just practicing a lot of tacks going upwind, trying to perfect them as much as we could. Yeah, also coming downwind with our jibes and with our boat speed. So yeah, we had a bit of chat in between the first go and the second go about how perfect our techniques were. So on the first run it was pretty sketchy, so we tried to get high, told her to scale it, all the techniques from the start all the way to the finish, from 1 to 10 to see where she was. And on the first one it was pretty sketchy, whereas our scores were pretty much, let's say from 1 to 5. 1 to 5 would be pretty bad, really bad, and then from 6 to 10, like good, perfect, pretty much like an RP. Yeah, so on the first ones we were scoring like 4 or 5, which were not what we wanted, and that's exactly what you want on the first run. So on the second run you know exactly what you want. So yeah, we just had to polish things up a bit, and then once it was done, it was done. So pretty much at the moment we don't have a coach with us, so pretty much the basic stuff that we have or we know about, we just try to go out, and then we know that if we know that we're pretty much lacking in some sort of technique and stuff like that, we just try to go out and work on it. Yeah, but other than that, we just try to do as much hours and stuff like that on our upwinds and downwinds, and obviously the amount of hours you put in, the much better you get. Yeah, earlier on we were spending a lot of time in the gym, trying to get obviously our legs and our core pretty much on point, but at the moment it's pretty much nothing we can do at the moment with our gyms closed down, and obviously doing pretty much light bodyweight stuff at home is not that helpful at all. But yeah, we try to get in as much hours out here, and then I think the more we do it, the more better we get. So we had a competition earlier on this month that we kind of missed out on because it was in Brisbane. Well, unfortunately we couldn't get down there because it's quite a lengthy process that we have to go through. But the good thing is they've given us good news on Friday last week, so I'm just pretty keen on seeing what's ahead, and not pretty sure what the schedule is, but I'm sure Down Under is going to have a lot of good events that we could actually compete in to prepare for the Olympics. It's alright, I guess. Sometimes, obviously some days are good, some days are bad. Obviously she had a terrible day today, not getting a race in for her. Yeah, we try to just, obviously before the day or before the training session, just tell her it's not a race, but just try to give it your best, and yeah, I mean I'll give you 100 if you give me 100, and then let's see where you go. Yeah, mentally I'd say yeah, pretty anxious I'd say. Obviously I got a lot of weight on my shoulders at the moment, so I gotta do what's right and get everything done.
Welcome back, you're watching Sports Scene. This is the segment where we wrap up, so Laurie will bring us through what's coming up this weekend. Something new on our list,
Yep.
Boxing's happening as well. Fight promotion actually.
Yep. That's right, Denny. Massive weekend of boxing here in the nation's capital. It is the WBA Asia Super Featherweight International Title Belt. Now, obviously that won't suit me. I'm not a featherweight international title belt. But look, Raka Kauka Jr. of PNG will take on Roldan Aldea of the Philippines. That's the main event. And then there's also an international bout. Andrew Isanga from Papua New Guinea will take on Mark Salas from the Philippines. Local professional boxers, 8 in total. It is happening this Sunday. And yeah, we'll give you all the results of it next week, Thursday. But yeah, massive boxing weekend here in the nation's capital. It's the Oceania Fight Promotion. All right, so that's it on boxing. Let's now go straight into the weekend previews and the NRL and the Intrust Cup that's coming up. First of all, the NRL tonight, Newcastle Knights versus Penrith Panthers. A good game, I reckon. Knights will definitely push the Panthers, this one to go down right down to the wire. That's on tonight of the NRL. And on Friday night, these are the 2 games that will be played. The Titans versus the Rabbitohs, and the Parramatta Eels take on Brisbane Broncos in Darwin. They're playing in Darwin. All right, so the Broncos will definitely win there. That's definitely going to happen. You know, well, let's put that on show now. Sharks and the Bulldogs on Saturday. Usually they have 3 games, but only 2 because it is Anzac Day. And so there'll be 3 games on Monday. And then the Cowboys take on the Raiders. Raiders had some on and off issues with Ricky Stewart actually sacking a couple of the boys, relegating them. So it should be an interesting matchup there. Sunday, okay, Anzac Day special. West Tigers versus Manly. Sydney Roosters versus the Dragons. And the Melbourne Storms versus New Zealand Warriors. They've got Anzac written all over this. It's basically in memory or to remember the fallen soldiers of Australia and New Zealand. Papua New Guinea used to have the Anzac Day as a public holiday, but we now have our own Remembrance Day. Yeah. So those are the draws for the NRL. Now to the Intrust Cup. Let's see who our boys are playing. The Jets take on the Capras. Pride take on the Devils. All right, Intrust Super Cup round number 5. And on the next page, these are the games. Cutters versus the Magpies. Dolphins versus Tweedhead Seagulls. And the Bears will take on, the Belly Bears take on the Hunters. Luke Page, the White Kumu, versus the boys, the Hunters. A massive game there. Blackhawks versus the Sunshine Coast Falcons. And the Tigers take on Wynnum Manly Seagulls. Those are the games for the Intrust Cup and also the NRL. And to everyone playing sports this weekend in your community, a very good luck to you as well. That's it from me.
All right, folks, that's about it for tonight. We will leave you, but before we go, contact details. If you have any story tip and would like to get in contact with us, call us on 312-9200, as you can see on your screen, or message us on our Facebook page. That's the Sports Scene Facebook page, or you can email us at sports@emtv.com.pg, and we will get right back to you. So until next week at 7 p.m., it's bye for now.
Good night.